My name's Sam Bowen, and I'm married to Craig. And we have Lucy, who's our only daughter. I can't imagine her not in my life. We live in Graveney, which is near Faversham. Moved here just under 2 years ago, and it's lovely now because it's in the countryside, so it's what we really like. My husband and I got married 12 years ago, and we tried to conceive for 4 years, had IVF twice, and Lucy was conceived on the second round of IVF. The first instance that we knew something was wrong was actually told to us in error, but still, obviously, somebody thought something was wrong. It was the paediatrician that had been on work at the time of Lucy actually being born. Came in, put her head behind the ward curtain, said to me, "I think there's something genetically wrong with your child," and started to put her head back out again. And I said, "What do you mean she's got like Downs?" So she said, "Yes, I think your kid's got Downs." Closed the curtain and left me. The mood changed quite considerably with the staff there. There was a lot more seriousness, and I guess we started to pick up on the fact that this actually was quite bad. At the same time, then our blood test came back, and it transpired that Craig, my husband's got something called a balanced translocation. There isn't another baby with exactly the same thing as Lucy, because it tends to happen in families that have their own unique balanced translocation. So then that presents itself as an unusual unbalanced translocation in the child, and that's when they haven't got, it's basically got not enough of one chromosome and too much of another bolted on the end. That's the most simple way of explaining it, and it causes big problems. And since then we've had years of difficulty. She's had surgery, she had heart surgery, she has all sorts of things, hip surgery. She has epilepsy with status, so it means it doesn't stop. So unless you give rescue meds, the fit continues, and that can be fatal. We've had several they're always in the middle of the night, always at a weekend for some reason, I don't know why. Blue light trips to Padua Ward in Ashford. It's something that's always in the back of your mind, and she wears a monitor every night. My husband and I said the day that epilepsy came into our house was like a very unwelcome visitor coming in and just setting up home in your house and sitting in the corner. And he sits there every day. We were buying her own nappies and stuff for Lucy up until the point where she outgrew what you can buy in the shop. Because she can't wait there without assistance, it's difficult to unwrap the wraparound nappy. So we need pull-ups, and pull-ups go to a 6. I think it is 6+ you can get, and that's it. So she'd outgrown those, was going to a 7, and then we came into the continence service. And so we were given, I think it was 5 nappies a day. Recently, we had a terrible incident where Lucy caught a bug and had incontinence, double incontinent every hour for 12 days. So clearly we were getting through more than 5 a day. We went through at least double the quota, if not more. So I rang them up and I said, look, I actually rang up the supplier first and said, is it possible to bring forward our order a week? Because I knew we could go forward another week. They said, yeah, no problem. It happens all the time. They said, you just need to speak to your continence service because they have to request it. You can't request it. Then I was told they have an actual policy. These were the words. We have a policy in East Kent that we don't consider childhood illness to be a reason for you needing more nappies. I don't think it's right. I just don't think it's right. Why offer a service at all and offer just half a service? This is basically what you're doing. And you're certainly not looking at parents and children's needs as an individual at all, because there's such a disparity across the service. And if you shout and you ring up and you complain and you have the energy to be able to do that, you generally get somewhere. But I know plenty of parents that just don't have that emotional energy anymore, or have the gumption or the attitude that they think they can actually ask for this. I think it's really important that the commissioners ask the parents what they need. What does their child need? What does their family need? And not just expect that the people that you are commissioning that service for is doing that. Because I am telling you, they are not. I was written to when Lucy was about 6.5 to be told that, did I know, and no I didn't, that our NHS provided key worker would cease to help us, be able to support us when Lucy turned 7 of age. She isn't, sadly, not disabled when she turns 7 of age. And if anything, I'd like to argue the fact that, particularly with complex children, their needs actually become slightly more complex as they get older. So apart from the manual handling issues and the size of, and equipment needs because of that as they're getting bigger, their emotional needs get, when puberty hits in, for instance, there's all sorts of reasons why your need for a key worker may actually increase as your child gets older when they've got complex needs. We literally could sit here for hours talking about the kind of things that just go wrong all the time. So to have one key person who knows those kind of things and has experienced those kind of things and, has the right point of contact, sits in the right meetings, knows the equipment, for instance, knows what's going on, knows if there's a training thing coming up. Really, if there's one thing I could ask commissioners to do, the nappies are really pretty important too, but it would be the extending the key worker services to those people that feel that they need it. We do really appreciate it. I want to make that really clear that my husband and I really appreciate the support we get, and we do appreciate that it could be a lot worse. But if it was your child, would you not want these things? Would you not expect that as a service should be complete throughout? That people are talking to each other? That you go to a meeting that's about your child at school and actually the therapist staff have been invited to that meeting? Just please get back the passion about why you're doing what you're doing and realise how important it is to the families that you're helping. And I think that'll go a long way, actually.